on the beam, you can sign on top of the
beam. On the beam?
Wherever you would like.
Okay. Wherever you make it more permanent, huh?
Wherever you would like.
How's that? Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Hello, Mr. Bear.
How are you?
We don't get to see you, and you'll see you.
All right.
For our new headquarters building at 525 Golden Gate. The SFPUC is used to doing things. We build and we maintain and we own dams and treatment plants and transmission lines and water and sewer mains and all kinds of things. And at the same time, our staff have always been in rented headquarters. Or at least for years, they've been rented headquarters. So we thought it was time to finally own that too. And so this is the time, this is the place, it's 525 Golden Gate, and it's the topping out ceremony because this is a milestone in the project for building this building for us. In about 30 years, we will have paid off this building, and then it will be basically free to our ratepayers. So it makes sense to do this for ratepayer purposes. It also makes sense to do it for green purposes, because this is going to be one of the greenest, most sustainable buildings anywhere around. It is going to be LEED Platinum. It is going to generate power and also use 55% less power than a regular building. It is going to reuse the water on site with living machine and actually send off more non-potable water for additional uses in the Civic Center area. So it's going to be a wonderful building to work in, to live around, to be involved in, and we're here to celebrate the fact that it's the topping off today. Topping off ceremonies, we have done some research, and they started way back, 620 BC. In Roman times, people would do a topping off ceremony when they finished the roof of a house or a building they were building. And it's a traditional thing for people in labor, as they finish a building, to put an evergreen tree on the final beam, to sign that final beam and move it up to the top of the building, signaling the finish of the infrastructure and the construction for it. And so that's what we're doing today. We have, you'll notice over there, a lot of other signatures on a banner that was attached to the beam, because we have a lot of PUC employees who are really excited about moving in here. They couldn't all be over here, so we asked them to sign banners in our offices for the last week or so, and that's the banner you see. But then all of you hopefully had a chance today to sign that beam and to see that evergreen tree, which symbolizes the health and the sustainability of our building, and also just the good fortune of having the building being completed. And so again, welcome today. The first person I want to introduce is a person who's probably been involved in this building, I think we were thinking longer than any of us, because at one time this wasn't even going to be a PUC building, and DPW was working on this building to do a variety of things for the city, and later on it became a DPW and a citywide building for the PUC. Back then, as director of DPW, Mr. Lee was in charge of doing all that work. Moving over to the city administrator's office, we continued to make decisions about what was going to happen with that building, and now as mayor, he gets to sign the topping off. Mayor Lee.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this topping off. You know, you got to know that whenever you get three Eds and an Andy together, you're going to have some fun. So we're having fun today. But I want to really thank the PUC Commission for its leadership. It's a wonderful commission to work with. They are leading the way in this building and so many other things in rebuilding our whole water system and our sewer system. And they have a tremendous amount of jobs out on the streets right now, keeping this city alive and moving forward with our labor unions. I want to thank WebCorps. I want to thank DPW. I want to thank our Department of Environment, all working together under the tutelage of the PUC Commission to make this building really solidly come together. I just signed my name on that last iron beam that's going up, and I wanted to make sure I was recognizing this moment, because it's really the few times that a former public works director can actually have permission to do graffiti. But it is for a good cause. It's for that last beam up there, and I know it represents so much of a great energy that's been poured in, of a great foresight. It is LEED Platinum. That's going to be a standard for the future. It's not existed before. It's one of the very, very few buildings we'll ever see, perhaps in our immediate lifetime, but to get it started on this and to have it contribute to a whole sustainable area called Civic Center, the sustainability zone that we created here, and to have this corner of our Civic Center really to be the example and the model. I really want to congratulate everyone that's been associated with making this happen. I know Public Works people have been here working very closely with the staff at the PUC and Department of Environment to get the standard, making sure that everything from the energy use to the gray water accounting of it will make this such a high standard for everybody to take a look at. So it's my pleasure to be here. My pleasure again to join Andy, and got him off his bike today to wear a helmet. But we are so enthusiastic about this being the new standard, but also being a great building that our employees will be proud to work in. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Lee. And as Mayor Lee referred to them, our PUC commissioners are the ones who actually make the decisions about this building. They are all here today, which is a wonderful outpouring of support for us. And the president of our commission is Francisco Vitor. Francisca.
Thank you. It's my great honor to be here for this topping ceremony. It's so exciting to be signing that beam, and I want to thank our my fellow commissioners who are all here, and also acknowledge a former commissioner, FX Crowley, who's now on the Port Commission, who was also part of this leading up to this exciting day. And one of the things that I'm really most excited about are the green aspects of this building. It is going to be a LEED Platinum building and one of the greenest municipal buildings in the country, if not the greenest municipal building. And I have a few, I'm going to refer to my notes because some of these stats are really quite incredible. As General Manager Harrington said, this building will design 55% less energy than most office buildings anywhere, which is significant. That's 1/3 less energy than most office buildings consume. And over the next 75 years, the building will save an estimated $118 million in energy costs. That's a lot of money that's going to be saved by our ratepayers. So we're really, really excited about that and pleased about that. He also talked a bit about the reclaimed water. All of the sewage is going to be treated on site, as well as the gray water. And that will mean that all of the demand for the low-flow toilets and urinals will be met, and 750,000 gallons of water will be saved annually by this. And it will also net an additional 900,000 gallons that we will be using for the Civic Center Sustainability District throughout this area. So it's going to be a significant water savings, which we really need to be looking for as we pursue water conservation measures throughout the city. So we're really excited about that piece as well. I also want to thank the mayor for his leadership on this, beginning in the early DPW days. And the DPW staff, the PUC staff, the Department of the Environment staff, everybody who's worked so hard on this project. And I remember, it must be 12 years ago now, when we were first identifying, when I was at the Department of the Environment, and we were identifying different pilot projects throughout the city that could be green models. And this was one of the buildings that was identified 12 years ago, and here we are 12 years later. So it's just so rewarding to be here and to see this and to really see it being realized as one of the greenest buildings in the country. So thank you so much for coming, and we look forward to moving into this building next year.
To introduce a few more people that are around the area here, other members of the commission, Andy Moran, the vice president, Ann Kane, Art Torres, and Vince Courtney are all here. We have various folks in the senior staff of the PUC, the deputy PUC general manager, Michael Carlin, the assistant general managers, Steve Ritchie for water, Barbara Hale for power, Tommy Moala for wastewater, Harlan Kelly infrastructure, Todd Reedstrom business services, and Juliet Ellis external affairs. One of our stars for today also, though, is Shelby Campbell, who is our project manager. Thank you very much, Shelby. And as we said, we have joined by Melanie Nutter, who is the head of the Department of Environment. Thank you very much for being here, Melanie. A lot of this... Wait for fire. As has been noted, this started with a DPW project, and we're the client now. Representing the DPW today as our partner in this is Ed Riskin. Ed.
Thank you, Ed. As both the general manager and the commission president referred to, DPW's been with this project for a long time, over a decade, and it's really become a labor of love for the department and the folks who have worked on it. It's an extraordinarily complex building project, unlike our typical library or fire station that we work on. And it's not just because of the exceedingly high environmental performance, but there's exceedingly high seismic performance and business continuity performance. This is going to be one of the most advanced, in many ways, office buildings in the country. And it's really a great partnership that we have working with the PUC to make this happen, but also with our private sector partners, with KMD Stevens and their entire A&E team, with WebCore and their entire construction team. Really been a great collaborative effort, and we're very proud of the fact that we're not only getting this great building built that is really going to serve this city for generations to come, but we're doing it. In doing it, we're putting a lot of local businesses and local residents to work in the process. So really a win-win. I want to commend the general manager and the commission for their leadership and their foresight in seeing that after this project had been kind of stalled for many years, and seeing that this was a great investment for the ratepayers and for the people of San Francisco. Really the right thing to do, a smart thing to do. We're very proud to be a part of it. I do want to acknowledge the folks from our side who have the great privilege to work with Shelby and the rest of the PUC team to get this work done. Starting with a man who is living and breathing and sleeping this building and has been for years now, our project manager, Brooke Mabratu. He is working closely with Edgar Lopez, who manages now all of our major projects, but was really at this on this project pretty much from day one. Yeah, let's give a hand to Edgar. And they're being supported by Fuad Suisse, our city engineer, Patty Very, Brian Wong, and the rest of the department, really all coming together to support Brooke and delivering a great project to the PUC, to the ratepayers, to San Francisco. We're so happy to be a part of it. Congratulations to the PUC on getting to this point for the topping off ceremony. Thanks.
Thank you, Ed. And as the owners, we're certainly paying for the building and we're waiting to move in, but we're not building the building. Representing those that are building the building is Andy Ball, president of WebCore Builders.
It's great to be here today. What a lot of people don't realize is this building almost didn't happen. There was a couple of years ago, I was at a conference, a green building conference, and I ran into Mayor Gavin Newsom. And he said, Andy, we're not going to build that building. We can't afford to. I said, Mayor, you can't afford not to. This building will be an example of what all cities should build. With the energy savings that Francesca mentioned, this building will be like no others. And when the city starts to operate it, they'll say, why didn't we do this before, and why didn't we do more of these? This is a wonderful thing for the environment. It's a wonderful thing for the city. It's a wonderful thing for us to be chosen as a builder. And I'm wearing a hard hat because I'm a contractor. That's what we do. I want to thank my team, Jess Peterson, Matt Rossi, Pat Reedy. They're a great team. They're doing a wonderful job. I think as you look at this building, recognize that it's not an easy building. It's a difficult, complex structure, a very innovative and creative structure with vertical post tensioning. First time it's been done here. That's tipping more. A very innovative mechanical system that was designed by Arup. Great consultants here. I want to say it's always a pleasure to work with the team at Department of Public Works. I got to say that you're wonderful team to be with Edgar. We've done this before. Brooke, tremendous addition here. Ed Reskin, you head up a great department, a great squad. Ed Harrington, when he came into this position, said, Andy, this building's going to cost too much. We brought it down from $180 million to $140 million. We kept it as LEED Platinum. Ed has been great to work with. Harlan Kelly, I got to say that everybody that is on this team is absolutely first class. So it's a pleasure partnering with the city. We're in good hands with Mayor Lee. He recognizes the importance of this type of structure, and it's always great to work for the city of San Francisco in the mayor's office. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, Andy. And just in time, the sun has come out. That must be fortuitous for this building. Mayor Lee is going to lead us in having the crane operator bring the beam up. Mayor Lee.
So everybody, on 3, we're going to have Frankie bring it up with both a shout and a yell. We're going to say, Frankie, bring it up. Okay? Everybody together, commissioners. 1, 2, 3.